Make it stop, please. Lee batted her eyes at Ryan for a few seconds before dissolving in laughter. Sorry, Gabe, but you make it sound like I'm the only one who thought this was a good idea. As I recall, she glanced around the circle, all of you were in agreement with this plan. Of course we were. Gabe poked the dwindling coals in the fire pit, partly because you're very difficult to argue with, but mostly because it was a great suggestion. He waved the poker toward the pavers that lined the ground in a large swath near the shore of Lake Porter. Although if I'd known how heavy these things were, and how many of them you planned to use, I might have rescinded my offer of assistance. Ryan tipped his Coke can in Gabe's direction. Couldn't have done it without you, bro. You were crucial to the success of this mission. Gabe narrowed his eyes at Ryan. You're buttering me up. Why? Can I say a simple thank you? What makes you think I have an ulterior motive? Ryan almost sold it, but right at the end his eyes widened a bit too much, and the game was up. Gabe turned on Lee. Don't tell me you have a new project brewing. Lee had a look of pure innocence. It wasn't my idea. It was Sabrina's. We're thinking we should put a covered area over there. She pointed to the left of the patio. We could hang a few swings and hammocks, and those of us with fair skin could enjoy the lake without burning to a crisp. Sabrina smiled sweetly at Gabe. It would be lovely during a thunderstorm, Anissa added. The girls had to stick together. Gabe fell back into his chair and ran his hands through his hair. You women are going to be the death of me. Their laughter filled the space. If they weren't careful, they'd get a phone call from the neighbors for violating a noise ordinance. That would be the kind of thing a reporter would have a field day with. One reporter in particular. Paisley Wilson had shown up at Anissa's last 3 crime scenes. She never spoke, never asked a question, stayed behind the tape. But she was digging, no doubt about it. The question wasn't if she would find what she was looking for, but when. Smile, Bell. Gabe's soft remark pushed back her negative thoughts. She didn't think anyone else had heard him. The 2 couples were murmuring to each other, but just the same, she forced a smile. Fake, fake, fake. Gabe shook his head in mock sadness. As corny as it was, Gabe's overdone drama elicited a real smile from her. He didn't comment, just returned it with one of his own and a knowing look before resuming his teasing of Lee. Gabe Chavez. He'd gotten under her skin for years, but lately he'd gotten inside her head. Ever since he talked her off the ledge a few months ago, after she'd been forced to kill a man in order to save Sabrina's life, she'd been unable to shake him. She didn't have many close friends, and it was unnerving to think that Gabe might be the only person in 8,000 miles who had any idea what made her tick. Their shared history was complex. She tried to keep her distance, but he kept showing up. On random Saturdays when she went for a run, on Tuesday nights when she stayed late to finish paperwork. And unlike the way he was with the group, loud, flirty, the life of the party, when it was just the 2 of them, he rarely spoke. He was just there, with her, not asking for anything, but present, available. She could almost think it was a coincidence that he'd decided to work late the same night or run on the same path. But she didn't believe in coincidences. The wind had picked up and a gust blew an almost empty bag of chips into the yard. Gabe scrambled after it as lightning illuminated the sky. A long rumble of thunder followed. I guess we'd better call it a night. Adam stood, pulling Sabrina with him. We have to go to the early service tomorrow so we can make it to Sunday dinner at grandmother's. We've missed the last 2. Oh, Lee put on a show of concern. Have you ever missed 2 in a row?